Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have significant Libra placements, there may be a message in here for you, Libra. So, just to start off this reading, Libra, I'm getting kind of this energy. The word or the phrase that's coming through is heart fog. And it's sort of being compared to like brain fog, right? Like if you have brain fog, can't think clearly, thoughts not feeling clear, not having clarity about something, or just like feeling kind of like low energy or things like that. For you though, it's coming through as a heart fog, which is interesting. So it could be that you're clearing your heart chakra. It could be that there's something about your heart energy that is needing a bit of clarity is how it's coming through. So like so it's kind of feeling like in terms of relationships, maybe you're feeling like there's not enough of something, or that you're not seeing the abundance that is around you. Or it's kind of like there's something about your heart energy that is foggy, is just how it's coming through. Perhaps you're having trouble sort of like leading with your heart, right? Like your heart energy is going through a recentering is how it's coming through. There could be something where it's like past energies are being cleared out in order for this new energy to come in, and in the process there's sort of like this clearing of the fog is how it's coming through for you, Libra. Interesting. Another message, so I'm not sure if this is directly related to that, is that you have a lot of abundance around you. You just may not be seeing it like that. And that you have a lot of resources available to you, was specifically the phrase that was coming through. You have a lot of resources available to you, perhaps more than you think. Yeah, interesting. Okay. The Judge and the River, and then there's one card that fell. Couple of cards that fell. Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm not going to take all of these, but this is sort of the context, because I feel like this is something you're leaving behind. You have the Venom and the Tear, and then you have the Crone and the Mentor, which is interesting. So I feel like this is part of the heart fog, right? Like there could be this energy here of like sadness or suffering or pain. It could be like heartbreak of some sort, but it doesn't have to be that, because it kind of feels like it kind of feels like something more chronic, or like it could be like a pattern or something that's been happening over a long time. Like the difference between depression and sadness, right? Depression is sort of like a long period of persistent sadness. Sadness feels more like it's like tied to a specific event or something that happened. There's a period of sadness. Depression feels more like a longer kind of thing. This is how it's coming through, as being like a heart fog, a period of quote unquote depression, or it doesn't feel like depression. It feels like heart fog. I don't know how else to describe it. Like your heart energy has not been clear for a very long time is how it's coming through. Not like a sadness or a heartbreak. It feels like there's been a fog persistently for a long time. I feel like that's what you're clearing out, especially with these two cards, the River and the Judge. The River talks about forgiveness and being sort of like cleansed and healed, and kind of like this energy of like baptism or being like born again, that kind of energy, which is interesting here, the Judge. Because this can be a Libra energy, of course, with Justice. I get more of a Capricorn vibe from this one specifically, which is interesting because the last Libra and last Capricorn reading had one card that was linked between the two of them, so those might be of interest to you. But anyways, I'm going to read the Judge card. I feel like this might be part of the energy that you're healing, or that's going through some sort of like cleansing energy of some sort. Clearing the fog. The Critic, the Diplomat, the Advocate. The Judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and other. Yeah. Ironically, the Judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry, and fear-mongering. This is the Judge out of balance, building walls separating from other. When this same discerning force is made conscious and healed, however, the Judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times we are in. Get your Judge in order. The world needs it. Yeah, Libra. That's what I was talking about like your, this energy of the fog being lifted, right? Clearing the fog away from perhaps this energy of the Judge, which normally I don't get this from the Judge, but it's coming through very heart-centered, right? Love is the deciding factor. So there's something here about like maybe there was a situation or perhaps like an aspect of your identity maybe, or a long-standing pattern with the sort of Capricorn energy coming in where you had to protect your heart from something, or that there was something that was creating like a fog, right? I'm kind of seeing like a smoke machine, right? Like it's causing smoke, it's causing fog, it's causing your heart to not feel clear about what it is that perhaps you want or what you desire, or what you love. But I feel like that's clearing for you. It's healing. But in the process, I feel like there may be sort of this energy of, there may be sort of painful things that are coming up, or interesting. Because it's kind of coming through as being like, let's say that you can't like see if you're like driving, right? If you're driving, you're in your car, but it's like super foggy. There's this energy of like holding on really tightly to something, like being hunched over, right? Like this kind of energy of like having to keep your eyes really, really closely on the road. There may have been like relationships that made you feel like that. Like it was very unclear, the expectations, or it like there was an energy of harsh criticism, perhaps harsh criticism of yourself, especially if there are any relationships that made you feel like lesser than, or that put you down, or that were sort of Judge energies in reverse, like very critical, very harsh. I feel like that's part of the energy that's healing this Judge energy as well, because it is a positive one, right? So when it's upright, when there's love as a deciding factor, where the Judge energy uplifts others and advocates for others and helps other people and is very discerning at the same time. So I feel like this energy of the river is sort of like this healing, cleansing energy that also sort of like, because the Judge also does have to make decisions about things, right? Like they make clear decisions on like what is right and what is wrong, right? That kind of thing. And maybe in your heart, you didn't know what that was for a long time. Maybe you didn't know what was right or wrong for you, or what was, or allowing other people to like influence you in a negative way, or that kind of energy. Yeah, you have the animal and the bardo and agape at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're healing and releasing your heart energy, because it's kind of feeling like this, again, with this sort of like there's fog when you're driving. So being really attentive and focused on something, and feeling sort of like a tension is how it's feeling, perhaps within like relationships or a situation or a work environment or something like that. But it's feeling like the fog is lifting. The fog is lifting. There's some sort of, perhaps it's an environmental factor or just a lack of clarity in your heart about something that is clearing. I feel like that's also bringing more conviction within yourself about what is right and what is wrong for you. But if you're not there yet, be patient. It will get there. Another message that I was getting before that I forgot to mention was that the future version of yourself has already accomplished what it is that you are setting out to do. So your future version of yourself is going to look back at this moment and understand all the lessons that you are about to go through, all the challenges that you are about to face, but they have already overcome it, your future version. And similarly, we can look back at the past. You can look back at a past version of yourself and see how all of the challenges that you faced in the past got you here, where you are right now in the present moment. So there's this energy of like projecting into the future of what it is that you want to be or want to become, or what it is you want to accomplish. And your future version has done that already. There is a version of yourself that has already accomplished all the goals that you want to accomplish, that has already overcome all the challenges that you're about to face. And connecting with that future version of yourself is what's coming through for you. If you are feeling sort of like this, the heart fog energy is kind of coming through as being a bit of like a Four of Cups, right? Like, being surrounded by abundance and happiness and things that are, there's a lot of, right? It feels kind of like an abundance energy, but not being able to see it that way. That's how it's coming through. Anyway, so there may be, I feel like that's clearing for you though. It is clearing. There may be sort of like a new perspective that's coming in, or you're seeing something in a different light that perhaps you haven't before. Because it's kind of coming through as being, the light is shifting, right? The light is changing. It's letting in sort of like a new spectrum of color is what's coming through, because I'm seeing like this prism energy where it's like the fog was causing the light to be distorted in some way, but because the fog is clearing, I feel like the light is also increasing and you're able to see something more clearly that maybe you weren't seeing before. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So you have 70 and 71. Sorry, 71. Yeah, 70 and 71. They go this way. They're two tree cards. Land, tree, and sun. And then land, tree, and star. So you have two tree cards. This one is about deep, deep rest. I feel like there's this energy of the universe is healing you in some way. And with the land tree star, that one talks about community, or like, I'm going to read that one second. It is rare to find a single tree standing all alone in nature. Trees are communal. They live together in vast social networks through which they relate and communicate. The moment has come for you to spread your own branches and to connect with others who share similar dreams and visions. Now is a time to network and to link up with other leaders who are inspired to make the world giant. Open yourself to receive the wisdom of others and to allow their perspectives to help you grow and expand. At the same time, be generous with your own knowledge and with all that life has taught you thus far. Your wisdom and your experience are meant to help others on their own path. Yeah. So I feel like there's this energy of healing coming in, like healing and deep forgiveness with the river, with this card. I've been getting a lot of messages from tree symbols. And the two that were coming in for me, which I'm going to share with you, are like the maple tree, and the like a pine tree, an evergreen, because we're at the time of the year here where all the trees start to change. Well, not all. Maple trees in particular turn this bright red, bright orange. It's so beautiful. Like, my favorite colors are that, like the color that the trees turn in the fall. And they're starting to lose all their leaves, right, in preparation for winter. So there's this energy of change and transformation for you, Libra, that's coming through like that, where there may be a bit of sadness that comes with that loss, like a feeling of, like a sadness, or losing leaves, that kind of energy, but it's beautiful. And there's also the other energy that's coming through with the trees is a tree like a pine tree, an evergreen that never loses its leaves. They never change colors. They're constant, right? There's both of that, but like it becomes really clear if you're looking into like a forest, or like a grove of trees where you have both, like the trees that change colors and the trees that never do. You see like the red and green difference, or like the color difference, which is interesting. Anyways, all of that to say, I feel like there's something in your life that's going through deep, deep transformation. There's other aspects in your life that are remaining constant, that are not changing. And I feel like there's something here about like, perhaps having to do with relationships or your heart, right? I feel like your heart is going through a transformation right now, where there's like fog clearing. And I feel like it's revealing things that are being left behind. But at the same time, it's revealing things that will remain with you going forward. So I feel like there's this energy, though. It could also be something where, so it could have to do with community, right? It could be that there are certain aspects of like your relationships or the people that are around you that are going through a transformation of some sort. Perhaps some of those relationships will be lost or let go in a very like beautiful and loving way. Like, it's time for some relationships to just shift and change and be let go. And there are some relationships that are going to stay with you for a very, very long time, that won't change no matter how much other energies go through transformations. I feel like the light is changing, Libra. Yeah. Interesting. Look at all this like purple and orange. You have 4 cards for what's supporting you. Sky, wind, and earth. Water, lake, sun. Fire, tribal, fire, sun. Fire, volcano, star. Okay, so this card talks about like you are doing all the things. You're courageously changing the things that you want to change about yourself. That's how it's coming through. You've been doing the work, basically, is what this card talks about. This image is so fascinating to me. I don't know. It has such like a very powerful kind of image. Okay, but I'm going to read this one. This one, sky, wind, and earth. There's also fire present in that card as well, but because it's the only sky card, I feel like it's significant. I almost said symbolic. Okay. As a quantum creator, you are manifesting your life in every moment with everything you allow into your consciousness, as well as everything you put back out into the field. If you want to live a life of joy, beauty, and inspiration and abundance, then it's time for you... If you want to live a life of joy, beauty, inspiration, and abundance, then it's up to you to allow only things that are joyful, beautiful, inspirational, and abundant into your consciousness. Turn your attention towards the things that inspire you and that make you feel alive. Do not waste your time on dreary media or negative conversations that bring you down. It is your responsibility to protect the sanctity of your mind and to make sure that you are feeding it beautiful things. Remember, what you put in your ears always goes into your heart. So keep your ears clean and listen only to beautiful greatness. Okay, Libra. Because it is talking about like you're making a shift in clearing the fog in your heart is how it's feeling. And this is talking, this connection here is like what it is you're putting into your ears, like what you're listening to goes to your heart. So maybe there was something that you were listening to. It doesn't have to be just that, right? Like any sort of media content that you consume, or like the stories that you hear, or the stories that you read, or even people or relationships that so it kind of does feel like things that were negative or overly critical or made you feel that way in some way were causing the heart fog, right? That's how it's coming through. So it is your responsibility to protect the sanctity of your mind and to make sure that you are feeding it beautiful things. So I feel like you are doing that. You're in the process of that, right? Especially with this card. It looks like a bullet hole. I can't not see that in this card, but it's a very positive one where it's saying that you're doing the work, you're accomplishing your goals, you're being successful at doing something. Your inner work, yeah. Your courage, your compassion, your willingness to sit in silence and stillness with yourself. You have made great strides in your heart healing and your soul talk, as well as your spiritual development. Yeah, so you have been making progress, Libra. Because it kind of feels like maybe you're doubting that a little bit. Whenever I see this card with the river, I think of this, I think of The Lord of the Rings, right? That scene in the first movie where Arwen is carrying Frodo to Rivendell because he's received like a massive injury and they can only heal him in Rivendell, and there's like wraiths that are pursuing them, and she calls upon the river to sort of protect them. There's this energy here of like a deep healing that you are receiving, Libra, of your heart. I feel like, though, there's this energy here of like there will always be a bit of a scar there, is how it's coming through. But you are healing from that, is what it's feeling like. I feel like It's kind of feeling like the memory of something is what's causing this sort of like doubt. The memory of some sort of past hurt or heartbreak. Especially with those cards that came out sort of peripherally, like the tear and the venom, right? Having to clear out the venom. But it's like the scar will stay with you is how it's coming through. But I don't think it will hurt anymore is how it's feeling. Like there may have been a lot of pain that was associated with a particular scar or wound, but even though that scar will stay with you, I don't think that it will hurt anymore. But maybe it is at the moment. Okay, Libra, so we're going to continue on. These two cards are both talking about sort of like a leadership role that, or something that you're meant to do with others, right? Because it's kind of feeling like some sort of inspiration. It feels kind of like you're connecting with energy that inspires you, is how it's feeling. Like things that you listen to, perhaps. It doesn't have to be that, or anything that you're connecting with or exchanging energy with, you're doing so in a way that is inspiring to you. And so that inspiration also goes to your heart, right? So there's something about, I feel like your heart is taking center stage, or that like your heart is what's leading you forward. And there's this process but I feel like at the moment, maybe that's what you desire. You desire for your heart to be the thing that's leading you forward. But right now it feels kind of like there's a bit of a fog that's clearing, in the process of clearing. But it's maybe that you're being reminded of past hurts. Or, it's just this feeling of a memory. Oh, that's way too many cards. Okay. Maybe there's a relationship with a Capricorn energy that's significant to you. Or Capricorn energy in general, because that is a square to Libra, right? So there is challenge that happens in challenge and growth that happens in square energies. I feel like also Saturn and Jupiter are coming through very strongly. You have another tree card, which is really interesting. This one is land, tree, earth. So you have 3 tree cards, which are very significant. And then you have an oak tree there. Because this one is a seed. I feel like there's something growing for you that is wanting your attention. It hasn't had enough resources to flourish in a proper way, is how it's coming through, Libra. Some aspect in your life, could be some aspect of yourself as well, hasn't had enough resources perhaps to flourish in a particular way. But it's interesting though, because this card with all of this sort of, sorry for the blurriness, it's like there's the environment that it's sprouting in is all of this, right? all of this like purple, pink energy. I feel like something is in the right environment now in order to flourish. Some sort of seed that you planted a while ago is in a place now where it can flourish, is how it's coming through. But it's beginning to grow. You have to pay attention to it and nurture it in some way. There may be something about temperature as well that's coming through. So it's kind of like something cold, something warm. I'm trying to find a balance between those things, perhaps. I'm just going to skim what that one says. The role of nurturer. Interesting. There's an aspect of yourself maybe that you're nurturing. An aspect of yourself that perhaps didn't receive nurturing that you are now nurturing within yourself. Because I feel like there's something here about like a new beginning, right? There's this feeling of transformation, of like shedding an old skin, perhaps, shedding an old identity, shedding something, but you're stepping into some new thing, right? You're nurturing some new aspect that is being born from this. Because it kind of feels like there's a significant part of your story or something like that is ending in some way or is going through a significant transition or transformation because it needs healing or rest, or like it's kind of like reached a point where it can go no further, is how it's coming through. In order for you to receive healing though, and in that process something new is being birthed. Some sort of new seed is going to be your attention, or you're going to be nurturing something, or you have been already. Purple and pink are really significant colors for you right now. Oh, okay. Interesting. So you have wisdom. I'm definitely going to read this card. Sorry, the lighting right now is not helping with the focusing. And then you have fire, candle, earth, and land, mountain, star. This card talks about how you have overcome challenges, and all of those things that you have overcome become part of your toolkit in order to overcome obstacles in the future, right? So that is part of what you're moving towards. I feel like you're almost like building a toolkit is how it's coming through. But this wisdom card is very clearly significant, right? Because of all that tree, all of this tree imagery that's coming through, and the seed, and like this pine cone. I feel like your third eye may also be going through an expansion, is how I would put it. A third eye expansion. But that's also somehow connected with your heart, because I feel like there's something about like the clarity of your heart has perhaps not been allowing you to see something clearly, right? Which is part of your third eye. So it could be something about like your vision for the future, what it is that you want to manifest, or something like that. So as you're clearing your heart out. As you're clearing the fog from your heart, it's also having an impact on expanding your third eye vision. That's how it's coming through. So there are 3 cards in this deck which talk about like the lessons that we are put here on earth to learn. And this is one of the 3. So it's love, wisdom, and power. So for wisdom, it says the wisdom card asks us to move beyond the linear thread of logical thinking handed down to us by our parents, our schools, our media, and our society. It speaks to an infinite expanse of knowledge that exists beyond our indoctrination, a holistic intelligence that incorporates intuition, emotion, empathy, experience, and spiritual understanding. Wisdom is about being able to sense beyond the surface of what is being presented or offered, to perceive information multidimensionally. When this card appears, you know the spirits are talking about your journey along this path and are inviting you to gather and cultivate tools that will allow you to sense information from a more expanded perspective. Such tools will help you know where and how to insert this information back into society and into the minds of others at just the right time, so that they too can tap into the magic of wisdom themselves. Yeah. There's this energy of like the wisdom of your heart is how that's feeling to me, because it's coming through with green, right? This green and yellow. But the pine cone, of course, represents the third eye. I do feel that you will be sharing your wisdom with others in some way, Libra, especially with these 2 cards, which I didn't read, but I didn't read out loud, but I feel like it is talking about like connecting with a group, right? Connecting with a community that inspires you. What's at the center? Interesting. This is an Aries card to me. Fire, volcano, moon. But it talks about not allowing your fire to become destructive. So maybe there was a situation in which there was a destructive, fiery energy, but all the cards that I'm seeing around here are very, like all of these fire cards that you have, because you have 3 of them, are all cards about inspiration. So I feel like there's something about like, because it's kind of coming in with this energy of the wounded healer, right? Chiron energy, where it's like maybe there was a situation in the past that you have healed from, or that you've healed yourself from. And it's about sharing that knowledge with other people and inspiring other people, and also being inspired by other people's stories of healing and things like that. So it's feeling really positive. I feel like you have gained a lot of wisdom from this situation, whatever it is. I feel like there's more wisdom for you to gain in the future as well, of course. But there's this feeling of like an integration of your heart and your third eye vision, right? Like your heart and how it leads you into the future. I feel like perhaps you may also be receiving like new symbols, it feels like, that are going to like new symbols, new language with your guides, however it is you communicate with spirit. It's almost like you're getting an updated set of symbols, right? So paying attention to that, because there may be sort of like, with the energy of the trees, some things that are changing, right? With the leaves, some things that are going to remain evergreen, right? Which is interesting here, because you have here like the leaf, right? The leaf and the pine cone. That's so interesting. The leaves which change, the pine trees that never do. Okay, Libra. So pay attention to that. I feel like there's things in your life that are changing, but things in your life that will remain the same and constant. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card from this deck. I haven't done this in a while, but this deck wanted to come through today. It's the Animal Apothecary. Pay attention to numbers that add to 11. That adds to 11, 83, 29, 74, that kind of thing. Numbers that add to 11 might be significant path indicators for you, is how it's coming through. It's like seeing ribbons on a path. Okay, can we get one card from this deck, please? Okay, yeah, you have 2. Okay, small steps, big accomplishments, an unknown gift. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna read the unknown gift card because I feel very strongly that that's part of your energy today. But the small steps, big accomplishments is coming out in support of that, because it's talking about, like, you don't have to get there right away. You can take little steps towards your goal, right? Those are big accomplishments as well, to celebrate the small steps. But I'm going to read the unknown gift because I feel like that's the focus of this reading right now, like something that's being shown to you. Okay, Nightingale of Paradise. The Nightingale card comes when you have a profound gift that you are not currently aware of. A great endurance of difficulties leads you to unveiling the diamond within. This card is a gem to receive. Feel honored. There is no other card that foretells such a bounty. This gift is beyond your wildest dreams, and you possess it. Your gift is something that every cell in your body yearns to self-actualize. It is one of your most exciting and fulfilling purposes. This card is not about fixing anything or giving you the perfect solution or guidance to a current obstacle. You receive the honor of this card when grace allows you a small knowing that there is an as of yet undiscovered talent within. It may take months or years to reveal this gift, but it is there, and it will come to you as clear as the noonday sun, something your truest self has always longed to actualize. Nightingale's medicine has a special message for you. You are being asked to endure time and uncertainty, for you are still in the night season, little one. Soon you will understand, and you will be able to share your gift with the world, but you must wait, as there is a reason that your gift's greatness needs time to actualize in the material realm. Beyond this, it is too mysterious to explain. Please be patient. A reality of yourself beyond your current depth of awareness awaits you. Keep the faith. You have no idea how much the wait will be worth it. Get excited for the immensity of this gift within. It's big, very big. Libra, that's what this is. I feel like you have started to see signs of some sort of new gift that's coming online for you. In the process, I feel like it was hidden within your heart, because there was this energy of the fog perhaps prevented you from seeing this gift within yourself. It's clearing now. So you're seeing something about yourself. I feel like beginning stages of a new gift that is going to be beyond what it is that you think is possible. And it's saying just take it slowly, right? It's not going to reveal itself all at once. And it feels kind of like a process. Right? A process of discovery of yourself, of this gift, of some sort of lesson that has to do with wisdom, which feels like cycles of time are really significant for that. Things that are gained through experience and lessons. Something that is going to stay with you for a long time as well. Like, I feel like this will become part of your story, or something that's passed down to future generations in some way. You're in the process of discovery, Libra. It's really lovely. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.